Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another vlog. It is 9 o'clock on Monday, and I just poured my coffee. I am getting back to my coffee. I'm so excited. I spent almost 2 weeks without coffee. Treacherous, if you know me. I'm obsessed with just having coffee in the morning. And I just love the taste and everything about it, and I missed it. We've been sick. It's been taking forever to get rid of whatever we were having. We were having sinus issues, and I know so many people are. But I was down. I couldn't do anything. So I'm so grateful to be up and alive. And I'm I thought it would never end. So I'm here, and I'm trying to get back into my groove and prepping some food and baking. I baked some bread yesterday, some cinnamon bread. Oh my gosh, this used to be my favorite as a kid, and it smells so good. But yeah, I baked this last night, and we had a nice slice for dessert, and with some butter and extra cinnamon. So I made that last night, and I didn't film. I was going to, but I just wanted to make it and eat it. And I actually want to show you guys some really cute little packaging I got for, I usually bake for friends and family. Nothing, I'm not a cottage baker by any means. I honestly don't want to be, because I don't think I can handle the pressure of baking for other people. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to things. I love it though. I really get so much joy out of feeding people. And so I always get some kind of packaging or something that I can give to them, because one, if you're giving to a new mom, you want them to be able to recycle something or throw it away and not worry about washing something and returning it to you. Two, you want it to be cute and fun. And then if you're giving it to family or friends, you just don't want to worry about tracking your Tupperware. You know what I mean? So I got these really cute wrapping, parchment paper wrapping. Actually, it's wax paper. Because I thought it'd be cute if we also make burgers or something and make fun baskets. But I thought these would be so cute to just wrap cinnamon rolls in, or whatever I make, even breads and stuff like that. And then I just got boxes, cute, just a window pane. There's a little window on it. Boxes to put whatever baked goods I put in there. And then I just got the basic for what I'm prepping today. I'm going to make a classic Greek dish. And so I got some of these just basic tins to put some of what I'm making in. And I'll show you that later. I'm prepping it's a potato green bean stew type of thing. It is just filled with comfort. Literally, it's just so delicious. It's got whole tomatoes in it, garlic, onion. I don't eat garlic and onion, but when I eat Greek food, I do. You have to have it in the dish. It's just so good. So yeah, we're going to be making that, and then I'm going to make baklava as well, which I'll put in these. So I'm going to make that later tonight. And then, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'm making beef stew in the crock pot right now, and I'll kind of take you along with that. I'm going to make a decadent breakfast because I have the day off today unexpectedly, and we're just going to make a cozy, comforting breakfast. It's my favorite breakfast of all time, which is Eggs Benedict. So I'm going to make that. I got everything for that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. And then after that, we will prep baklava later tonight. And yeah, I'm just going to kind of take you along the day. I'm going to shoot content for a friend. She sent me a shirt and a pullover, and they're both very cute. It's a local business, and I'm going to try those on today. And yeah, I'm going to shoot content for that tomorrow at my studio. And that's basically kind of what's going on. And I hope you enjoy this video. And yeah, we'll see what unfolds, Cheers. Okay, I'm going to brown the beef first. I have my Dutch oven warming up, and then I have a high heat cooking oil, which is very important to not smoke yourself out and not get bitter or anything like that. This is my favorite high heat cooking oil. You can also use anything. I mean, avocado oil, anything else. But I do like this because I know that it's quality and super easy to distribute into a pan. So I'm going to put some in there just to kind of coat the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to let this heat up for a minute, and I'm going to brown the beef with any aromatics. So I'm going to add some oregano in here, maybe a little bit of thyme, and then some garlic to just kind of get that flavor into the beef before I put it into the crock pot. I have garlic and oregano in there, and I actually really love putting this in any type of beef stew or on any beef. It is delicious. And yeah, this is one of my favorite things to put in there. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that because I'm gonna add more into the broth. So, okay, I have all the brown beef transferred into here. I'm gonna add 2 bay leaves, and then I'm going to add mostly all of this broth just to make, I really like a lot of juice because just in case we wanna make like a gravy or anything like that, I'm gonna add carrots and potatoes as well. So it will fill in. Okay, I forgot that I don't have potatoes, so I'm gonna order those at Aldi and do a pickup. But I did carrots and the beef and the broth and everything and all the seasonings, so I'll add the potatoes soon when I get that order in. And then I did get the little discs of ham to make it easier to fit. And then I got these sourdough English muffins. I also got some pickled red onions because I love them on my avocado toast. And I think it'd be kind of good on this today. So we're going to try it on one of them. White loves to be right here anytime I cook. Okay, I had to cut that one open because I wasn't sure if that one was done. So it is, and it looks delicious. They're not the prettiest poached eggs ever, but I have the ham and everything, spinach. And I'm going to top it with the hollandaise. And I'm just going to pour it on there. It's a little, I took it off the heat, so, oh my gosh. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, it looks delish. I only did a couple pickled onions on there, but I did some parsley, salt, and pepper on top, and we're done. And we're gonna dig in because it looks so good. I made this meal because last night at like midnight when I could not fall asleep, I was literally dreaming of it. And yeah, we're gonna try it if we can even do it politely on here. You got to get a little bit of everything. I could have added avocado to this. I feel like I got to get a little onion in there too. Oh my gosh. My favorite. It's so good. This is the first shirt that came that I'm trying on, and I'm just taking some pictures here. I'm also going to take some at the studio tomorrow, but I wanted to take some at home too. So I put my red boots on because it pops the red in the shirt, and it's so cute and so soft. It says Baddies Buy Local. Have a nice day. So I'm going to write her business name in the caption, but yeah, it's so soft and so comfortable and a really nice, like, oversized. I think this is an XL or XXL. I need to double check, but it's literally so comfy and would look cute with also like biker shorts in the springtime, or just fun pants like this, jeans, really anything. But I thought this outfit idea was kind of cute, so I wanted to try it. This is the next one, and I just paired it with some jeans. But it says, watch it all bloom on the sleeve. And then it says, tend to yourself, which is perfect for Valentine's Day coming up. And I just kept my boots on. And I did like a wide leg. They're a little wrinkly right now. But I did like a wide leg jean. And I'm not in love with how these jeans fit. But I thought it would be, oh my gosh, not me falling over. I thought it'd be a really cute look for this. So I might try a different pant for another photo, but this is just so cute. And it's oversized and like so comfy. So you could make it longer if you want to wear it with like athleisure. But I think it's so cute. And I'm so grateful for her sending these to me. All right, I filmed the content and I did the dishes. So I have water on me, but this is the outfit today. I am not going anywhere but picking up the groceries today and like cooking and stuff. So I just did something casual and cozy. They usually take a nap around lunchtime. She's just our old girl. Hi, honey. Hi. Okay, I'm on to making homemade pita bread. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's so simple. So I'm gonna tell you how I do it, and then I will tag the recipe that I use below. All you do is mix the dry ingredients first, which is 1.5 cups of flour, a tablespoon of yeast, and a teaspoon of salt. Then you add a 1/3 cup of warm milk, and then a 1/3 cup of warm water. And then you mix it all together till it is nice and incorporated. And then you add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I am just using the same olive oil that I used earlier. It doesn't matter. You can use extra virgin olive oil for this, but I just use a high heat because I am actually frying it on a cast iron pan afterwards. And I have noticed that it makes a difference. So I mix that all together. I'm gonna knead this with a little bit extra flour on my hands. And then if it ends up being a little too sticky, you can always add like a tablespoon of flour at a time until it gets to be like a really nice smooth texture. And then we're gonna let it sit for about an hour until it rises. And then we'll divide it up and kind of fry it up on the pan, and I'll show you how I do that. So this is the dough. This is what it looks like. It's pretty sticky right now, so I'm gonna knead it for a couple minutes and then I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, we have it all kneaded. It is not too sticky, but it is a very like pillowy dough. So I'm gonna let that sit in there. I'm gonna oil the bowl, and then I will put it into my oven to stay warm for about an hour. Okay, I divided the dough up into 8 equal parts. I just cut it and then I rolled them each into an individual ball. I'm gonna let this rest for probably 15 to 30 minutes. I have the cast iron pan heating up with the high heat olive oil, which is very important because we are cooking at a higher heat. I have flour everywhere, but I am gonna cook at a medium high heat. So that is important that we have a tolerable olive oil. And then I'm gonna roll out probably 1 to 2 at a time. You can add a little extra flour on the top of each one to help you roll that out. And you don't have to do it super thin, like window pane thin, but you do want it to be pretty thin because this is gonna cook within like 2 minutes per side. And you'll see them kind of puff up. And so yeah, it's pretty thin. So you see all those bubbles popping up, and that is when we will know. I'll turn this fan down a little bit. That's when we know it's good to flip. You'll see lots of bubbles popping up like that. We're gonna flip it over so it's perfect browning on that edge, and then it's gonna puff up just a little bit. See, it's starting to puff up over here. That's what we want. All right, this is the pita. I'm gonna finish cooking the rest of them, but I just had to show you. They're the best like flatbreads, and they're so easy. So good. Okay, so I have decided I'm going to make a recipe card for her. So I started drawing green beans. I wanted to look more like realistic, I guess, of the actual plant of what I'm putting into the stew. So it's green beans and potatoes and tomatoes. And to basically finish up the leaves on the green beans, I'm gonna finish the green bean first, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I have the pita done and cooling off, and I'm gonna finish this card, and then in a little while we're gonna start on the baklava. Okay, I have the general shapes of everything. So I have the tomato, potato, and green beans, and then I'm just gonna add details onto there basically, and then write her a cute little note in there, and I think that will be done. So this is everything we did so far, and then I'm gonna write her note inside and the recipe as well. I think I'll save the recipe for inside so it doesn't ruin the picture on the front. But yeah, that's the card. So I'm trying to just be intentional with doing things for people in my life. Things that take effort and time and just love behind them. I think that with everything going on right now, we need a lot more of that. And so I'm trying to be better about like really being intentional with my time and pouring my energy into helping other people or helping people in my life, in my circle, or whatever that may be, like in my community. And by doing these little things, I feel like that is just helping bring somebody joy or comfort or something. So if you like to be creative, finding what you like to do and using that skill to help other people or to bless other people in some way, shape, or form, like just bringing a smile to their face, just showing them that they are loved or they're thought of, I think is something that's really important to me and something I really want to do so much more of in 2026. Okay, I'm prepping the baklava. So I have the thawed phyllo sheets. I have I'm chopping walnuts, and I'm going to do pistachios as well. That's my favorite mix. I have a well buttered pan. I'm going to do 4 layers of phyllo dough, and each sheet is going to be buttered. And then I will put some of the nut cinnamon mixture in there, and then I will repeat the layers. So I measure my baklava with my heart. So a lot of recipes will say to mix your nuts with like a teaspoon of cinnamon. I like a tablespoon of cinnamon. I find that it's just truly like not enough cinnamon. So I'm going to start, because this dries out very quickly. So I'm going to start layering, and then I will show you one of the layers just so you can kind of see. But I'm going to do 4 sheets first, then a layer of nuts, and then I'm going to do 2 sheets in between each layer of nuts. And then, yeah, I'll show you here soon. I have my nut and cinnamon mixture, and I did add a dash of nutmeg. You don't have to, but I really like the warmth that it brings. So I'm going to get this really nice and mixed up. I have 4 layers of phyllo dough here that are buttered, and then I'm going to spread this evenly around this layer. And you want to be careful not to put too much on each layer, because you want enough to go around. So I have all the layers on here, and what I do is I go around and kind of push in the edges to seal it. And I always keep butter on my brush, because you don't want any dry parts of the dough. So this is all sealed in and good to go. And then we're going to pre-cut it and put it in the oven. And then we'll make our syrup to go on after it comes out of the oven. Okay, I have it pre-cut. Make sure you use a very sharp knife, and you'll want to kind of hold onto the dough, because it'll kind of lift up when you're cutting. Using a really sharp knife will help that. So pre-cut to whatever shapes you want. I just do triangles or diagonal cuts, and then we're going to put this in the oven for 45 minutes until it's golden brown, and we'll pour the syrup on it directly after. Once there's 10 minutes left in your baklava, you're going to want to start your syrup. So this is a stick of butter, 2 cups of honey, which I only had a cup and a half left, and then like a half a cup of sugar, I think a half a cup of water, and some vanilla. We have it all nice and drenched. You might have a little syrup left over, which is totally fine. But we're gonna let this cool off completely overnight so it soaks in all the goodness. Okay, it is the next day, and I started the stew because I'm going to work in about an hour and a half, and so I want to drop this off beforehand, and I want it to be warm still when I drop it off. So I waited kind of while I was getting ready so it can cook while I get ready, because it takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. So I chopped up a whole sweet onion, and I put it over about a half a cup of olive oil. I'm also going to use a mix of whole peeled organic tomatoes in a can, as well as mostly fresh tomatoes. I'm going to use fresh tomatoes because I don't really like using I don't like using canned tomatoes, but it honestly is fine if that's what you have. I usually try to get the organic whole peeled tomatoes because I find that it gives it a really good texture, and it still like mimics a fresh tomato pretty well. I'm also going to use about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. It calls for about 3 Yukon Gold potatoes, or yellow potatoes. I got the smaller potatoes because that's what they had at the store closest to me, which is fine. I'm just going to cut them in half and keep them still pretty big. So yeah, we're going to add the garlic, and then we'll add the tomatoes next. Okay, I've added the fresh tomatoes, the whole tomatoes, and the paste, and I'm going to mix that around really good. So we have the onion, garlic, tomatoes, paste. I did add a little bit of the sauce from the whole canned tomatoes because I really like this dish like very saucy. Okay, I've added all the potatoes, and I'm going to stir until they're all incorporated. And then I'm going to add the green beans right on top, and I'm not going to stir the green beans. When I add the green beans on top, we'll add some parsley and dill and no other seasonings yet. So I have this nice and distributed, and we'll add the green beans. Next, we're going to use filtered water, and we're going to pour in just enough, and then we're going to cook this for 15 minutes. Now I want to package up the baklava while I'm waiting for the 15 minutes to pass. So I'm going to do some on the bottom and one on the side too. And then we will place our baklava in there because I think that would just be a really cute way to package it. It looks so cute And it looks like a little bakery, and I love it. I'm so happy I got these little papers and boxes because it's going to be so fun to gift people things. I wrote the ingredients, the directions, and then also I wrote my intentions for each of the items that I'm gifting her. Okay, it's been going for 15 minutes. The next step is going to be just to kind of look at it, make sure it's still covered with liquid. It's looking so good and it smells incredible in here. I'm gonna cover it back up with a little bit of a vent for the steam, and I'm gonna do it for 30 more minutes on the lowest heat that it'll go. Okay, I'm getting ready to leave. I packaged it up in here. I had to double it because it's so hot, but I put some feta on top and I added salt, pepper, Greek seasoning, and oregano at the end. Okay, I just finished my session here at the studio and it went amazing. I dropped off the food on her porch and that was exciting. She said it was delicious, so I'm so excited that she loved it and it brought her some comfort. And thank you so much for watching.